Hey beautiful people, it's Courtney. I'm back today with a 1 versus 5-star Amazon slime review for you guys. I've done so many of these on Etsy, but never in Amazon, so I definitely thought it was time. And I'm also giving away an iPad, and I'm having a giveaway, so it's running until the end of February. And all you have to do to enter is be subscribed to this channel, my vlog channel, and follow both of my Instagrams. So I will link that down below for you guys. You could just click them all, and that's usually the rules for all of my giveaways. So once you're entered for good. So let's get started with the slimes. I'm going to go ahead and throw all the prices up on the screen for you guys. So this very first one was $12.99, which makes it the most expensive slime in this video. And not to mention all the prices include shipping. Most of these were Amazon Prime, so if you have that, then shipping is free. But this was a 1-star slime. So the most expensive and also a 1-star, but a big size. This was like an 8-ounce container. Now I must say, I did not think that this was like terrible. The only problem that I had with it is that there was some bead fallout. There wasn't at first, but the more I played with it, there definitely was, as you'll start to see. But for like a store-made slime, like a store-bought slime, I actually think it's pretty stretchy and has a good texture. I love all the add-ins. I think it's cute. Like visually, I think this definitely looks like a handmade slime. But as you guys could see, the beads are starting to fall out on the table, and I had quite a big pile, but that's really the only complaint I have. So I would give this probably like a 3 to 4 stars, because other than that, I think this one was actually pretty good. Now this next slime had a 5-star rating, and this one was $7.99, so slightly smaller container than the previous one. I'd say this looks like to be like a 6-ounce slime, but beautiful color. So this is supposed to be a butter slime, and I love all the little sprinkles and the charm that it came with, so you could add them in yourself. As you could see, I don't know if you guys could see like all the little bubbles in it that look like clay, like air dry clay bubbles. Definitely has a lot of clay, and kind of stiff. Like these don't seem to be ever made with glue, so they're kind of like hard to stretch, but if you take your time, they won't rip. So this one had a 5-star rating, but because it wasn't super stretchy, I would give this like a 3 or 4-star rating as well. Like I think this is very on par with the previous slime quality wise. Not something you would see with like homemade slimes, but visually it looks nice, and it does have a bit of stretch as long as you're like careful with it. So I definitely don't think this is like 5-star quality, but I don't think it's bad either. And by the way, I'll also link all of these slimes down below for you guys if you want to check them out yourself, so I'll leave it in the description box. Now this next slime was $9.99, and this was from Slime Kitty. So if you guys didn't know, there's actually some like handmade slimes on Amazon. They have their own handmade section. So I have a couple of those in this video. So this is a cookie dough scented slime, and this is kind of like, they called it a cloud slime, but this is definitely more like a cloud cream texture, as you'll see. Okay, so let me preface this by saying I feel like there should be 2 different ratings. Like I think store-bought slimes should have their own rating, and handmade slimes should have their own rating, just because I feel like this is definitely better than all the store-bought slimes that I just showed you guys. But as far as handmade slimes go, it's not my favorite. As you guys can see, it's kind of like stringy and doesn't come together very well. It's really, really soft, so it's hard to play with, to do anything but kind of like spread it and squish it. So as a slime, I definitely think this was like better than the previous 2, but it is homemade, so you have to kind of add that into it. So hopefully that makes sense. This originally had a 2-star rating, and I think I would probably give this one a 3. On to this next slime that was $8.55, and this is also a large container just like the first one, but as you can see, a lot cheaper. So this is a cloud slime, definitely another store-bought slime. So this one was very interesting. I've never seen like these hard plastic dividers, but hey, whatever works. They were a little bit hard to kind of start to get one out, and then you could kind of bend the dividers, but the first slime was a little bit difficult to get out. Just very kind of different packaging, I guess you could say. But this is a cloud slime. It's kind of like Christmas themed, but maybe that's why I got such a good price on it. Not really sure. But this one actually, like, it's not bad. At first it was very crumbly, but it did actually come together, and for a store bought like cloud slime, I think this one was really well. I think this one was really good. Wow, I'm a little tired, but it did leave a little bit of like fallout on my hand from the snow, but not bad. Like, it actually fluffed up quite nicely. You did have to kind of stretch it slowly, but it even had like the slightest bit of a drizzle. But as you can see, like, it looks not bad at all. Like, I definitely think this is pretty good. So yeah, I would give this one a 4 to 5 star. Again, that's kind of like my store-bought rating. If this was homemade, I wouldn't think it was quite as amazing, but for like a store-bought slime, I do think this one was pretty good. Okay, this next one was the most inexpensive. This was $4.89 and it had Prime shipping and everything, but okay, this originally had 3 stars, and you guys, look at this. It was supposed to be like a Neapolitan cloud slime, like the brown on the bottom and then a white layer and then a pink layer with all the toppings. And yeah, there was just like no white, and apparently everyone that I went on the reviews after I tried this out and was like, what the heck, everyone on Amazon also seemed to have the same problem. So this, I would give this 0 stars if I could. It was just so bad. It was made what seems to be like that diaper kind of instant, it's not instant snow, but like the diaper jelly, diaper filling, because the more I played with it, the bigger it got all over my hands. Like, the slime didn't come together whatsoever. It was just so crumbly. It was such a mess. It felt really, really gross, and as you can see, there's like chunks of the white snow the more I played with it. So I definitely do not think this was worth it. This was like a waste of money, so I'd give this one a 0 star. Now on to this next one. This was $8.99, also another good price for like such a large slime. And so I would actually, this one had a 5-star rating, and this honestly looked nothing like the picture that I purchased. Like, at first I was like, oh, that's different colors. You usually don't see green and purple and brown in a slime. They usually just, I don't know. But the actual slime that I ordered had different colors. They were very pastel with like blues and pinks. So I did notice that when I went to go back and look at the price. But I will say this was another pretty decent cloud slime for $8. It was almost identical in quality to the snowman one I showed you guys. So a little bit crumbly at first, but it did come together. It did fluff up, but it did have a little bit of residue. But overall, I'd say this is definitely pretty good for a store-bought cloud slime, besides the fact that the picture looked nothing like that. So because of that, I'll give this like a 3.5 star, just because it didn't, like, the colors were completely different in the photo. But yeah, I tried to, like, when I went back on the listing, it, like, this slime wasn't even listed, so it's very strange. I don't really know how that happened. But anyways, I don't think it was too bad. So yeah, I would give this one like a 3.5 star rating. On to this last slime. This package was $9.50, and it was from Artistic Slime Shop, which I have reviewed before on Etsy, but I guess they also have some of their slimes listed on Amazon. So it was really nice. This was the only one that kind of came with extras and was like a good homemade slime quality. They did use like this piece of saran wrap to separate the layers, because this was supposed to be a blueberry cheesecake butter slime. It was scented like blueberry. It did have these little blueberry charms on the topping. I will say the base of this, like the clay butter slime, was very, very stiff and did rip a lot, and you'll see kind of what it turns into, because the clear slime was a really good texture, so it did kind of balance it out a little bit and give it a little bit more stretch. Still a bit like firm and overactivated, but I do think this was really pretty. It was a smaller slime than some of the others for the price, but I do think the quality is better. And it looks really cool to mix together, and I like that it came separated, even though I did lose some of the slime on the saran wrap just because it's really hard to get off. At least it didn't completely mix, so I'm sure that's why they did that. But overall, it was scented nicely on top of that, and it was just like a cool texture and pretty to mix. So I would give this a 4.5 star rating. I would give it a 5 if the base was a little bit less activated, because other than that, I think it was a really great slime, and it would have been my favorite if it was just like activated a little bit less. But the more I played with it, the more it kind of came together, and the clear really helped like balance out that thickness. But anyways, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please smash that like button if you did, and I will talk to you very, very soon. Bye.